And now for something completely different.
Yeah, I completely forgot that this happened during this mission.
What?
You
Tohou!
fall asleep on the subway
Because
ride
we
over
already had
to the next boss.
we already had a subway mission, so something completely
Yeah.
different. Time for Tohou.
So you now have a dream sequence when you're playing pretty much a 2D space shooter, a Tohou game, yeah.
I like how they make this big old deal in the sidebar, the cute moe women and the mechs, but all you have is the mech and a bunch of little circle things that are shooting at you, which pretty much sums up most of these games that I've seen.
Well, no, Tohou you at least are playing as the characters.
Yeah, that's Toho. The exception that proves the rule.
I guess.
You also can't really see them because their sprites are tiny.
He's not entirely wrong.
Yeah.
Well, oh wait, no, never mind. You can see them when they're doing the 30-minute long dialogue sections that we leave in the commentary.
I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand why they put those in a bullet hell. How does Toho be? I don't get it.
Probably has a story to tell.
Yeah, Tohou B's by being Toho.
See, I don't know what that means as a non-Toho fan.
That's not a reference to anything. It's just Tohou is Tohou. Don't.
I just asked how does Toho be? So I don't get. I don't
The power
get
of
this
anime
franchise.
keeps them afloat.
Oh, so if you stop believing them, then they disappear?
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't believed in them
All
for
right,
a long
everybody,
time.
clap your hands for waifus. Clap your hands if you believe in waifus. Guys?
I lost my hands in the war. Well, fuck, that's deep. Guess the show's over, folks.
Anything can be an anime waifu if you try hard enough, even the red blood cell.
Yeah.
How about that guy in Japan who had a marriage ceremony for Hatsune Miku? And that popped up in the news just as I was getting into Project Diva. So that made me uncomfortable.
Well, guess I can't like this
that
anymore.
made me uncomfortable.
Oh, what? You didn't want to go? You didn't want to play with Miku after you knew she was taken? Gosh, Lewis.
It's more like the guy went the distance and had some sort of hologram of Miku that he talked to and everything. And he was all talking about what was it? Being trying to be open about his passions and everything. In the sense of what he liked rather than in the sense of actually being married to an anime character. Which would have been, a nice message if it hadn't been tied to a story about a guy getting married to an anime character, which is, that's a bit excessive. That was not.
I died, but I got my nuke off.
It was not an auspicious start to a boss fight.
I have infinite lives. You can't.
You
lose
have
this.
to win in order to go.
You can't lose.
I don't remember.
You have infinite continues.
Why is chess evil?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I get it. It's symbolic of how Travis rushes into danger without any meaning
No, it's
of
just
strategy.
No, it's just the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Yeah.
It is.
Everybody has their coming to Jesus moment.
Except Satan.
Except Satan, yeah.
Why is this here?
we already have subway level. That's why.
And
And it's dead. Yay.
yeah,
All right, so now that that fever dream's over, can we get back to the game?
yeah,
This is the game.
Nier Automata.
Oh, no.
This is not.
Wait, does Nier Automata do something like that?
Nier Automata sort of has a weird hybrid back and forth between hack and slash action and bullet hell antics, and it really works.
Yeah, but the game just doesn't suddenly become like a vertical arcade game partway through, though, right?
Yeah, it does.
It has game sections where you're playing that kind of shooter mechanic. You know?
Oh, huh. Okay. interesting.
It makes a certain
Taro, which is inspired by this game.
Kirby's epic yarn to be inspired by.
it makes a
certain.
certain amount of sense in the context of that game though, because you also have some light bullet hell elements in the normal gameplay as well.
Yeah, but how often are they having you do that?
More often than you would expect.
The fact that it happens at all is more than I expected. Then again, I know very little about Nier Automata other than there's lots of boobs in that it's a weird ass game.
No,
so,
I wouldn't say
know.
lots of boobs. It's more of a
It's more of an ass game.
yeah, it's more of an ass man game. But the game is pretty excellent. It's kind of like at its base, it has some game feel that's similar to Bayonetta, if that gives you an idea of what it generally feels
I
like.
would Platinum in general.
Yeah,
that's what I
Platinum in
hear.
general. But I
Well,
mentioned
that's kind of
Bayonetta
what
because
I
I know
got.
you've played Bayonetta.
Yeah, but I also wasn't overly fond of Bayonetta,
Yeah.
so.
But it's also, rather than being a linear action game, it's an open world explorative action game. You know, with a focus on action RPG, I should say. Also, the story is frickin' bonkers.
Oh well, I've heard that much.
As you would expect with the man who spends all of his public appearances with the moon on his head.
Yeah.
And keeps Hershey bars in there.
The entire Nier universe is basically
He keeps Hershey bars.
Yeah, there's a somebody asked in a interview, like at a panel, what he does with the helmet, and then he pulls like a snack, like a chocolate bar, out of the hat.
Yoko Taro is a treasure.
he is, and I'm so glad that his creative ability got paired with an actual good game development studio for a change.
Yeah. The thing, like, I find that it's pretty common that for a lot of different kind of creative types, and this doesn't just, apply to games, but, they can make really, really weird and interesting things on their own that, obviously have some clunky bits, and then when they find the right studio or team to, like, balance that out, then that's when you start to get, like, really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
From them,
Yeah. In any case, Nier is jank, and Nier Automata is not jank, and that's the best thing.
Well, although actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the example I was thinking of was this happening in reverse with George Lucas, where George Lucas had the right team, so he was able to make Star Wars, which is excellent, and then they just let him be in charge and didn't question him at all, and then we got
The prequels.
And then
which
we
are not
got
excellent.
and then we got like a good filmmaking team without George Lucas for the current trilogy, and the results are
How can we market this the best as possible and not care about the product?
Okay, I would not say that.
I wouldn't say it got that bad.
Because as people have issues with The Last Jedi, but I don't think that the things that people dislike about that are marketing purposes.
Yeah, it's not really marketing. It's more like we had one creative vision for The Force Awakens, which had its issues, and then we had another creative vision for The Last Jedi, which had its different issues. So, like, yeah, it's interesting to think about. I think it's more interesting to think about now that The Last Jedi is somewhat behind us and we don't have to argue with the same people who were declaring it the worst movie ever right after
Oh no,
it came
we still
out.
do.
Well,
We
I
still
mean,
do.
we can ignore them better because they've had time to cool off about it and they aren't quite as vocal anymore.
I would say no because episode 9 is on the verge of being released, and I guess an excuse to talk about it again.
Yeah, but they're too
this
busy.
woman has purple hair, so she's the worst.
They're too busy
SJW
predicting that.
cucks.
They're too busy predicting that episode 9 is going to be terrible to talk about how episode 8 was
How
terrible.
will episode 9 be a colossal
Yeah,
shitstorm?
pretty much.
Man, I hate Star Wars. This movie franchise was ruined.
So
I'm only gonna watch.
you guys in
I'm only
episode
gonna
9.
watch episode 9 6 times. That'll show them.
So I forgot that that this boss existed. I was wondering what Sylvia was doing here too.
She's watching. Travis, you do realize you're the only ones here, right?
Shut up.
It's you know what this is? This is like an old Shakespeare or ancient Greek play where since they don't have the budget or the technology to make it look like there's a whole crowd, you just have to gesture and be like, "Man, there's so many people here. It's so crowded." Yup. That's how it is. That's literally how they had to write old
This
plays.
situation reminds me of the time when Scott Pilgrim tricked one of the bosses in the comic into killing himself.
He did that?
Yeah, he did that. Like, he has to fight the evil ex-boyfriends to win the right to date, what's her name?
Ramona.
Ramona Flowers, yeah, that's the one. And, in the comic, it's obviously not a video game, so he tricks, like, the first one, I think, into doing a weird skateboarding trick down a staircase that kills him. And that's how he wins the first fight.
That's dark.
Well, it's in a universe where when people die, they just sort of respawn at home. So.
And they explode into money.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's Scott Pilgrim is weird. It's like, it's a world where video game logic applies to reality, which is why it works so well as a beat 'em up video game.
It's also interesting as a movie because it means Scott Pilgrim's the most powerful being in cinema because he beats Superman, Captain America, and Captain Marvel.
I'm very
By the
happy
power
for
of-
you, Travis.
By the power of plot armor.
You see, I
did
thought
that
that
come
was
from?
going to be a huge joke on Travis, but it's the one scene in the game where he comes out looking kind of cool. Congratulations, Travis, you made it. But I guess this guy is sporting, which is new.
He's kind of dumb as a boss fight because it's either just he basically just likes to teleport around, which makes it kind of annoying.
Yeah.
There's really not much else to him outside of that.
I don't remember this fight at all.
Yeah, neither do I.
Well, you're at like fight like what, 8 or 7?
He's number 4, yeah.
Yeah, so there are gonna be a few duds, like inevitably.
Yeah, this guy never gets mentioned again.
It might be because of the bullet hell thing that preceded him that I forgot about him, because this entire part of the game and the hallway boss before it is kind of.
Yeah.
See, I would argue that the Let Shake stuff is at least memorable for a negative reason.
Yeah, there's
just nothing about this dude at all.
No, he's a boss
Well,
fight.
yeah,
that
but
exists.
like in the natural flow of gameplay, you go through a bunch of mini games, and then you go through the hallway, and then you don't get a boss fight, and then you go through a bunch of mini games, and then you go through a bullet hell, and then you fight this guy. So you're not exactly in the best frame of mind to be remembering parts of the game at this point. I guess this boss might wake you up. You know, just by
Oh, right, I'm supposed to be playing the game.
by virtue of
If I
being a
guess if there was an
boss,
actual live studio audience watching me.
Oh my god, that man just murdered the magician. Neat.
Oh well, they do try to
So
do
the
some
next-
stuff with like the perspective and turning the thing upside down. Which I
Yeah.
suppose
Get it,
makes
he's
sense
get
for
it, he's a
magic
magician.
show.
Eh.
It's unfortunate that mechanic is never fun when it happens.
Especially if it reverses the controls.
I don't think it does.
John, every single level that I make for you in Mario Maker is gonna be the Dark Time Underground.
And you're gonna be wondering why you're the most disliked Mario Maker creator in the history of Mario Maker creation.
No, I'm not, because I won't have a thwomp at the beginning of every level.
All right, second worst.
Okay, you
Mario
say
Maker
that, but I
creation.
also won't have a door
Just
that
take
you
the
open.
fucking accolade.
No, because I won't have a door that you open and then fall into a pit and die. All right.
What about the Mario Maker level that's entirely RNG and you have like a 1 in 3 million chance of success?
Well, the thing is that you can't upload that level because it would take 3 trillion years in order for you to get a successful run in order to get it online.
But all it does is take that one time.
And then it's up on the server.
That it's up on the
You're
server.
talking about the one that you have to hold right for 6 hours, right, before you even get
No,
a
the one
chance.
that's just a bunch of stuff hitting, I think, blocks that drop something. But it's done in a way that only the right thing, if it hits the block, gets what you need. It's weird.
So there's a because there's a video that I watched that would say, okay, so what's technically the hardest Mario Maker level you could possibly make, right? And so what they did was they made a they made a room where you have to go down a pipe, and then the pipe is blocked by a P-switch timer, and you have to keep on going back and forth, otherwise you'll die. And then because of the loading screens, it takes like 30 minutes for the P-switch to end or something like that. And then once that P-switch ends, there's another one, and this goes on for 6 hours. And then once you go through the 6-hour level, there's a bunch of Hammer Brothers, and each Hammer Brother has like a 50-50 chance of going left or right, and all of them have to go like right in order for you to win. So that's like a 1 in several billion chance for you to actually win the level. So since it's the hardest Mario Maker level, since even though it requires no skill to win, it takes the longest amount of time and has the least amount of chance for you to possibly win. So they did the math, and it would take like, you would not be able to statistically beat the level before the Earth crashes into the sun. Pretty much.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Knowing someone's luck, they plop it in on a joke and they beat it the first time.
Well, if you got every single person in the world to do it, then it would take, like, what, each person 1,000,000 tries or something, which could theoretically be done within a lifetime. So, you know, there's that.
If every waking second of your day were spent trying to win the level, and every person on Earth were playing the stage at once.
Yeah, I also... There was another video I saw where they were trying to figure out how long it would take to catch every single variety of Spidna in Pokemon. And there's, I think, like 13 million or something different forms of Spidna that there can possibly be with the different spots
Good
on
God.
them. And, like, I think that you needed several million different carts just to hold all of them is one thing. And then it's just dumb. Like, they talked about how long it would take if you got the entire world to go along with you, and it's just like, why would anybody help you catch the world's least interesting Pokemon? I don't know. So are we just done talking about the game for the rest of the part?
Maybe.
I guess.
Well, that's the end of the boss fight.
Yeah.
Why did the stagehands help to kill him?
Because he lost, I guess.
They don't pay them. He doesn't pay them enough.
Oh, he pays an exposure. Motherfucker.
John, don't you know I can give you 60 exposure if you join BrainScratch comms?
Oh, man. What's the current exchange rate on that? What's
Well,
60
as
exposure
always,
in
one
dollars?
exposure is equal to $0. So
So 60 is like 60 zeros.
yes,
Yes.
exactly, which is way more than no zeros.
Man, what a deal.
Touchdown. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show.
I like how the
There's no one here.
janitorial staff is just A-okay with cleaning up this guy's blood off the stage.
Well, that's what they're there for.
I mean, they have to act quick, though, before it soaks into the wood.
Will go on. I hope to see you all again soon. And have a good night.
Aw? Question mark?
There was still no one in the audience.
Sylvia must be having so much fun with this scam.
Wow, Travis, you really knocked their socks off, didn't you? Are you making
They
fun
were
of me?
they were wearing socks.
Yes.
See, you know, I normally don't wear socks because they kind of get smelly after a while, and I'm too cheap to get new ones.
You see, Travis, I thought that you didn't have any socks left because you had used them all already.
You see, that is the kind of thing you don't admit when you're trying to get into someone's pants. Just saying.
Yes, but you also
Travis
know
just
that's
pleads
the
the fifth.
reason why Travis doesn't have any socks anymore.
Rank 4.
3 more bosses.
Jesus
again?
Christ, that's the longest rank achievement name
Yeah,
ever.
we went over that earlier, yeah.
Yeah, but it still baffles me.